Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my flight attendant videos. My name is Marina, I'm a flight attendant, and today I'm actually going to talk about layover budgeting because you guys have been messaging me that you wanted a video like that. If you're interested in general budgeting as a flight attendant, I do have another video. It's called How Not to Be a Broke When You Hire a Flight Attendant. So I'll link that down below in case you haven't checked that out yet. But this video is solely going to focus on layover budgeting. So let's get started. I usually do trips that are 3 to 5 days long. Sometimes I'll do 1 or 2 day trips as well. So in case you're on reserve and you can't really choose how long your trips are, it doesn't matter. You'll have 1 day trips, 2 day trips, 3 day trips, 4 day trips, and then some airlines also allow like 5 day trips. And I've even done like 7 day trips, so I really know what I'm talking about because I mainly do long haul trips where I actually need to budget because I'm going to be at a destination for several days at a time. Like it's going to be either 24 hours or 48 hours at a destination, sometimes 72 hours at a destination. So I really need to budget. And in case you haven't noticed yet, I'm a huge fan of budgets and lists and all of that kind of stuff. I'm pretty organized. And the biggest thing, the most important thing that you have to keep in mind is if you make a budget, you gotta stick to your budget. Because what good is it gonna do if you have a budget but you don't stick to it? So let's actually start by how I budget my trips. So first of all, I'll take my per diem into account. So I'll check how much per diem I'm gonna get for a trip. Let's say we've got a 4-day trip and the per diem is 170 euros. So I'm just gonna talk about euros today. If you live in a different country with a different currency, it doesn't really matter because you can just use my system and then you just add in whatever amount of per diem you get in, let's say, dollars or whatever. You guys know what I mean, right? So I'll check how much per diem I get for a trip. Let's say it's a 4-day trip, I get 170 euros for that 4-day trip. So what I then do is, as you guys know, I live 2 hours away from the airport. I'll actually subtract whatever amount of money I need to fill up my car. Like I'll have to fill up the gas in there, you know? So to fill up my car with gas, I'll subtract that amount of money from the per diem that I'll receive for a trip. So in that case, for me, it's usually 25 euros round trip to fill my car up with gas. Gas is super expensive over here in Europe, just saying. Like in the US, I feel like it's half price. But here it will usually cost me 25 euros to go to the airport and back. So 170 euros minus 25 euros leaves me with 145 euros. So what I then do is I divide this amount by half. So that leaves me with 72.5 euros. And that's actually what I allow myself to spend on a layover. So basically my allowance is whatever my per diem is set at, minus transportation costs to and from the airport, and then divided by half. So that way you actually save a good chunk of your per diem, and that's what goes towards my savings and my monthly bills. If it's, for instance, 72.5 euros for a 4-day trip, let's say it's a trip to LA, usually I don't have a lot of trouble sticking to that budget. I mean, sometimes I'll go over and sometimes I'll be under my budget. But I'll make sure that I never spend more than my per diem for the whole trip. And usually I actually spend way less than what I allow myself to spend. So usually every single month I'll save at least 200 or 300 euros off per diem that I don't spend on a layover. So how do I do that? There are a lot of ways how you can save money. One of them is you can actually bring your own food. I do this a lot when I fly short haul. As you guys know, I do mainly international trips like transatlantic trips or trips to Asia. And on those trips, I can't really take a lot of food. Hong Kong is different. I think I can take most foods to Hong Kong, but like to the US or Canada or Mexico or let's say Japan, I can't really take any fresh food. So I can't take any vegetables, any fruit, but whenever I'm actually flying within Europe, I can usually take that kind of stuff. So I'll always bring my own food. I'll meal prep. Meal prepping is so amazing. It will actually prevent you from eating all of that unhealthy food during a layover. So that's what I do on short haul flights. And for long haul flights, what's really good is to actually go out to a supermarket and buy some stuff there. Chances are you're probably gonna make some healthier choices than if you go to a restaurant and you have a burger and fries and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, I do that now and then. You guys know that, right? But what I do is usually on a layover, I'll go out maybe once a day to get food at a restaurant. And then for the other meals of the day, I'll actually grab something at the supermarket, which comes out way cheaper, by the way. Even if it's just like sushi or something, I like sushi from like Whole Foods in the US, just an FYI. And that actually saves me a lot of money. And also for breakfast, I usually, no matter where I go, I actually bring protein bars. You guys know those Nature Valley bars that I'm always talking about, and those keep me full for quite a while. And then I'll usually grab some bananas or apples at the supermarket, or if they have, I'll grab mangoes. Oh my gosh, I love mangoes. But anyways, I'll always bring that kind of stuff with me on layovers, and that way I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on breakfast, you know. And even if the crew wants to go out for breakfast and I'll join them, those protein bars, they're not gonna go bad. So if you bring food, make sure that you have something to cool your food, because if it's not gonna be cool during like a 4-day trip, it's gonna spoil, you know. It's not gonna be good afterwards. And I'm one of those people who never wants to throw food away. And because of that, I'll always eat my food if I bring food on a trip. So I won't just say, oh, I'm gonna go out with the crew and then I'm gonna throw my salad away or something. No, I'm not gonna do that, because I feel like it's such a pity how much food is actually thrown away. It makes me so sad, honestly, even on a plane, when I see how much food we throw away. But I guess that's just the way it is in our world. But anyways, I'll try to actually eat my food, eat all of my food, and yeah, that saves a lot of money. And even if you want to go out for some food, or you want something that's like hot and fresh, you can get takeout, which is a lot of the times cheaper than actually going out to a restaurant, because you've got like the service charge, you've got the tip and all of that. I do understand why it's more expensive to go out to a restaurant, and that's why a lot of the times I'll just get takeout, like Panda Express, hello. You guys know I'll always get Panda Express when I'm in LA. I'll always get Whole Foods sushi when I'm in San Francisco. Yeah, you guys know me by now, right? So anyways, like takeout food can be fun as well. I've had colleagues come to my room and we had a meal, like 3 or 4 of us in there, which is also kind of nice, you know, like social hour basically. But now let's actually continue how you can further save money and stick to your budget on layovers. So what I like to do is actually I like to do free or very cheap activities. There's so many things that you can actually do that are free. For instance, you can go for a long walk throughout the city. That's what I actually love to do, because it actually allows me to take some video clips for you guys so that you can actually see what the surroundings of wherever I'm staying at are like. And then I also like to go for walks in parks, because I feel like it kind of recharges me, like being in nature and all of that kind of recharges me. Or I like to go on hikes, maybe not like super high mountains or anything. I mean, I've done that, but not like on a layover, because I usually don't bring like hiking boots. But you can actually go on a little hike on your layover as well, and you'll get your sports in. You don't have to go to the gym afterwards, which is good, right? And you guys have probably noticed whenever there's a beach around, I usually go to the beach and just like enjoy the nice weather, enjoy the sun, all that. And that actually saves a lot of money, because you have a day at the beach. There are no beaches in Austria, so I can't like go to the beach at home. So that's why I actually enjoy doing that on a layover. And it's a free activity, you know, so you're not gonna spend much money there. You might buy some food, you might buy something to drink, like some water, but that's about it. And also, whenever possible, I do drink the tap water. Now the thing is, here in Europe you can do that. It's totally safe at most places to drink the tap water. You can always Google. Let's just put it like this: in some places it doesn't taste that good. In Europe it usually does taste sort of good, at least in Austria and in Germany. I don't know, like in Miami the water doesn't taste too great. I wouldn't really drink it there, but I'll always bring like my own water bottle from home. I'll fill it up before I go on a trip, and that way I don't really have to spend a lot of money on like water and stuff that I can get at home for basically free. So another thing that I've noticed is that a lot of flight attendants, especially new hires, they buy a lot of stuff on their layovers. Like they go shopping, they buy a lot of makeup, they buy a lot of clothes. So the thing is, I don't really do that, because I only buy whatever I feel like is really necessary, you know. Like sometimes I'll treat myself to like a new lipstick or something. But then again, I don't really wear lipstick so much. Anyways, I'll treat myself to some stuff, but I'll think about it twice before I actually buy it, because I'm like, do I really need a new pair of jeans if I have like 10 pairs of jeans at home? Do you really need a new lipstick if I'm not gonna wear it? And I feel like if you have a budget and you tell yourself you're gonna be allowed to spend 72.5 euros, go shopping at the end, check how much you still have left off your budget. And if that's like 30 euros and you're like, okay, that lipstick is 25 euros, then go ahead and buy it if you want it, you know? And that way you're not gonna go over your budget. But if you spend everything, like every single penny of your budget on like your first day, and you still have 3 more days to go, then obviously you're not gonna stick to your budget, you know? And that's just, it's a commitment to actually stick to your budget. That's what I'm trying to say. But don't forget to treat yourself now and then. And like I said, sometimes I'll actually go over that set budget, but I'll still stick within my per diem. So I'm never gonna spend more money on a layover than I actually get for a layover. That's something, like, that's a line I won't really cross. Oh, and there's one last thing I just thought of. So the thing is, a lot of the times the crews are probably gonna go out for like a drink or something. And what I've noticed is a lot of the times from my airline, people will actually bring their own drinks or buy like a bottle of wine or something at a layover destination. And they're gonna be like, oh, come to my room, bring a glass, and we're just gonna have a nice glass of wine in my room. So it's probably gonna be like 5 of us sitting in a room and everyone's gonna have a glass of wine or something, and it's so much cheaper than actually going to a bar and paying like, let's say 10, 15 euros or dollars for one glass of wine. So that's just something, it's still gonna be social. I mean, if you wanna go out and you wanna have that feeling of like a bar or something, you can go ahead and do that, but it's gonna be so much more expensive, and that also, like what I just said, really saves a lot of money. And sometimes at crew hotels, they'll have like a fireplace outside, and sometimes they'll actually allow people to bring in alcohol, like bring your own basically, and then you can just sit down at the fireplace and enjoy a nice glass of Chardonnay or something. So that's also an option. But I mean, I don't really drink a lot, so that's probably what saves me a lot of money too. But if I feel like having a glass of wine, that's something to think of if you're the same way. So anyways, those were basically my most important tips, how you can actually budget on your layovers and how you can actually save money on your layovers. I hope you found this video helpful, and make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss any of my videos. Also make sure that you click on the little bell icon below so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.